Hi everyone. These came through. I've heard about these Worth brown strings and Worth Creation brown strings, Flurocarbons, BTLG 63, tenor size, and I've been sworn by Ukulele. I've tried different strings over the years, even Worths, some different Worths years ago. And so I was always set on Aquilas, lavas and Nile guts and things like that with a low G. I've always liked low G, wound low Gs, even the Aquila Red, which was an unwound low G, but that kept snapping. I used to find, even when I'd wind the nut, the slot on the nut, it kept not 100% reliable. I had Fremont wireless, Fremont squeakless low G wound string. That was good as well. But these, as you can see, Worth brown strings, BTLG 63s, they're all brown. Right, there's some good pros and cons about that. I love the sound. This is an unwound string. It's a thicker string. I think the sound is, I've been playing uke over 20 something years and probably more than that, and I've never heard a difference. I mean, this is my Acklot tenor uke. You'll see a review if you look through from Graham Hall, Acklot tenor ukulele. I think it's one of the best ukes I've ever had, and I've had a lot of ukes, and this is just beautiful ukulele. It comes with the Aquila strings, and I've played it for quite a few, 2 or 3 years now. I've been very happy with it. But this is, I was always looking for something. I thought just like something a bit mellower, and all this mahogany top and everything gave me the sort of sound, but there's always something a little bit missing, and this is the this is what I've been looking for. It's amazing what a different set of strings, different type, different material can make these fluorocarbons. It rings out, it's more lute-like, I think. Got a lovely sustain, and just they seem to be a little bit thinner than the Aquilas. So maybe I feel them a little bit, maybe not quite as comfy on the fingers, but I think that'll just be a day or two to adapt to. I've had them on here since Wednesday, about 4 or 5 days now, and they're settling down, but I've never known strings stretch as much. You might, when you look at these, they're about £20 for a set, which is about twice the price of normal strings, but you actually get them, they say they're like double length, and they are. The more you've got enough to string 2 ukuleles, 2 tenors easy. And I mean, I was being careful with it. This is through the body thing. A little note now, if you've got a through the body uke, if you use these strings, because they are thinner than standard like Aquilas, when you put them through and you pull them out and you put a knot, put plenty of knots in, because I just put a couple of knots in, and when I tensioned this A string, it came pinging out the hole. It surprised me a bit. So do put plenty of knots on the through. It doesn't matter on the other tie bar and slot bridges and things like that, and pin bridges. That should be all right. But make sure you put big enough knots on. And I was being a bit careful. I thought, oh, do you get actually twice the length? You're all right, but you have. I've got enough to do this again. And there's lots. You don't have to be too careful at all. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough at the moment. But yeah, sound. Say that I've never known strings stretch so much, and Aquilas, I think within a couple of days of playing, they're about settled. A couple of days. This has been about 5 days, and they go out. They go out, but and I don't mean just by a tiny little bit on your tuner. They go out significantly. It's less so now. I'm playing every day, and it's maybe just, but sort of after every 15-20 minutes, it's still stretching. And I mentioned it in our ukes. There's 2 or 3 people have played Worth brown, said, oh Graham, we've had, you take up to 3 weeks from the settle. That's a long time, especially if you're playing every day. But to be honest, I just think it's worth it. If these took a month to settle, I just love the sound. Finger picking. If you have a little look previously, you'll see that Malaguin or whatever a few months back I did on the cool if you said, well, what's the difference is to compare to ukulele to these. And so if you listen to that, then I'll try and play it on here. I still think that G's even going out a bit now. Oh no, maybe just a little bit. But yeah, overall, top strings, brilliant. I'm not being sponsored by Worth. I wish I was, to be honest. I just thought they're so good. I've got to do a little review on them, and I hope you like it. I hope you give them a try and tell me what you think. I know they do them in clear, so a con of it, I do a bit of finger picking in the group and stuff like that. And these, obviously the quills are nice and white, and for my little eyes, I'm getting on a bit now. I can see them easier. These, obviously, with them being brown against the fretboard and stuff, they are more tricky to see. So there is a few cons. They're thinner, they're a bit thinner on the fingers. Take obviously a lot longer to stretch out, and visibly they're harder to see. But if I put that in one side of the scales, to what you get, you know, it's the sound I've been looking for 20 odd years. I've got the uke now, and I've got the strings, and I'm a happy boy. So they can only settle down and get better. How long they last for, I don't know. How many months I'll get out of them, I don't know. But I've got them in here is enough to string them again. And anyway, tell me what you think if you get them, and I hope this has been of use. Bye for now.